you need relief from private student loan debt? Go to yrefi.com. Buy Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Please enjoy responsibly. Buy Trajan Wealth. Enjoy life today without worrying about tomorrow. Buy Shamrock Farms, Arizona's hometown dairy. And buy Progressive Insurance, a grand slam for your budget. Visit progressive.com.
Oh, the Diamondbacks trying to make a run at postseason contention. Spun their wheels in a loss here last night in the opener against the Astros. Now 50-51. And it's the trade deadline that's bearing down on U of A night at the ballpark. 5.5 games out of a wild card spot, looking up at 4 teams ahead of them in the standings. And they need a solid start from Eduardo Rodriguez tonight. Let's get the YRefi scouting report on the Diamondback left-hander.
As I mentioned in the open, you'd love to get 5 strong innings out of Eduardo. That's usually about the max for one of his starts. And as I mentioned before, the bullpen seems to be rested and ready to go after his 5 strong innings. He needs to start missing some bats. His last 2 starts, 8 1/3 innings, he's given up 20 hits, including 5 home runs. Normally, he pitches to soft contact. The contact's been a little louder lately. And root for your offense. His ERA stands at almost 6 right now. He's going to need some run support tonight against Framber Valdez, which is a tall order.
Well, let's get a look around the diamond at the defensive support behind him.
Lourdes Gurriel out there in left field. He's been under a dark cloud lately. Offensively, he's hit only 103 in his last 7 ball games, but we know how streaky Lourdes can be, and if he gets hot, he can carry the team for an extended period of time.
Oh, the Astros are hot. They lead the American League West, now 16 games over 500 this season. Joe Espada's club holding a 5-game edge over Seattle on top of the division. They're 7.5 games ahead of third place Texas and their youngster Bryce Matthews. And the big home runs last night that helped the Astros get the win in the opener. Here's their other youngster, Cam Smith, in the leadoff spot. And the crew chief, Vic Carapazza, back there calling balls and strikes. It's the second of a 3-game set. Diamondbacks and the Astros from downtown Phoenix. Fastball from Erod misses in. 22-year-old rookie Cam Smith, hitting just under 270 with 7 homers. He singled from the leadoff spot last night, 1 for 5. Eduardo Rodriguez tonight making his first start since July 10th, so it's close to a full 2-week gap between starts for him. Diamondbacks limited Jake Woodford's pitch count the other night against St. Louis. That would keep Woodford clear for length in relief if tonight's game is a short start for Erod. Hopefully there's not too much rust. So they've got contingencies in place. That's what you wanted, some swing and miss. How about 95 away? That's about top end from Erod.
Yeah, maybe the extra rest has done him some good. The velo up quite a bit on that fastball right on the outside corner.
Altuve on deck now, the 2-2.
Another 95 at the top corner of the strike zone that time. And we've talked about it every time Eduardo takes the mound. He's got to stay out of the middle of the plate. Work the edges, work the lines, in, out, up, down. Try to stay out of the middle.
94, he's got the fastball cooking. And he's got his first strikeout as we get a look at the Eduardo Rodriguez arsenal tonight.
Good thing he has that fastball working, because that's his most used pitch along with the changeup and the cutter. He'll mix in occasional sinker, slider, curveball. But the 2 pitches he throws the most have been hit the hardest this year. 308 average on the 4-seamer, 361 on the changeup.
Jose Altuve, the DH. Doubled in last night's game, 1 for 4. Jumps on the first one and lifts it along the line. Maybe a chance for Gurriel here. Lourdes will watch this one go foul. Thank you, Lourdes, for pointing that out. Very helpful.
Our left field corner umpire tonight, Lourdes Gurriel.
It's like a postseason game. You got an umpire on the lines. Joe Espada's club is one of the best in the American League. Look at Lourdes. Yeah, he's got the best view.
Good call.
So it's a loud strike to Altuve. Altuve is the Astros leader this year in runs, hits, and runs batted in. And having a big month of July at the plate. He's hitting .365 this month. .94 fouled away.
And we talked about Altuve a little bit last night. He kind of tries to lure a pitcher into pitching him away. He stands well off the plate, but he really strides in toward that inside corner. He can cover that corner away from him.
Jose Herrera back there tonight for the Diamondbacks. Cut or didn't cut.
And one unique thing about Eduardo Rodriguez, when nobody's on base, or at least nobody on second base, they like to use the old finger signs.
Old school. The only time Erod likes the pitch calm is when there's a runner behind him on second, as you mentioned. So Jose working those fingers. Catchers don't get to do that very often these days.
You see Jose pulling on the laces of the glove as he gives the signs right there. You watch all catchers. That's a habit that you fall into.
Wanted it up, got it just above the belt, and Altuve skies it behind second for Marte as we get Bob your Budweiser keys to the game.
Well, we've talked a lot about Framber Valdez and his ability to throw ground balls better than any pitcher in baseball, so you got to see it up. Don't chase anything down, and you know me, I like the chaos.
Oh yeah.
And this is a good team to have chaos against. The catcher behind the plate today, Diaz, 67 stolen bases, only 7 caught stealing. And the guy on the mound, Framber Valdez, 17 out of 19 stolen bases.
Well, you got to get guys on base to create chaos. Diamondbacks drew 7 walks last night. None of them scored.
Wow.
And they lost 6-3. Here's the former Diamondback, Christian Walker. Off the side of the mound, Marte tries to do the backflip to Perdomo, and Walker will have the infield hit. Not much Cattell could do with that one.
I mean, that's creative thinking out there trying to flip it to Perdomo, because there's no way Cattell could make a throw from where he was. He's on the shortstop side of the bag running away toward left field. There's no way he could make a throw from there, so he tried to shovel it on to Jerry to no avail.
So for Christian, that's already his 3rd hit in this series, a 2-out single. Catcher tonight, Yainer Diaz. Another right-hand bat in there for Houston against the lefty Rodriguez. Check swing foul at 93. Diaz 239. He's got some pop, 13 home runs. And a lot like Victor Caratini, he'll get some time in the DH spot when he's not behind the plate, but he's been doing much of the catching work for the Astros this year. He's got 66 starts back there. And lifts this out to shallow center. Here comes Corbin. Impressive velocity early for Eduardo Rodriguez. Diamondbacks coming up against Framber Valdez.
Hot days done, I walk alone, the long green grass. I'm coming back where I belong, where I belong. Days gone by, my oh my, I'm going home. When this hot day's done, I'll see your face. No room for sorrows in our warm embrace. Our warm embrace. Those days gone by, up on high to see your face.
Come back to Chase Field. Ketel Marte set to lead it off for the Diamondbacks against Houston left-hander Framber Valdez. 10 wins, a 2.75 ERA. He has not lost a start since May the 2nd.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. He started the season, his first 7 starts, he was 2-5, or rather the team was 2-5. He pitched to an ERA of almost 4.5, but over his last 12, he has been as good as anybody in the game.
Houston is 12-0 in his last 12 starts. Here's a look around the diamond of the Astros defensively tonight.
And we're going to highlight Bryce Matthews at second base in his 5th major league game last night. He hit 2 home runs. One of them was a blast. He's a guy you got to keep an eye on. Make sure you make the right pitches to that guy.
Yeah, they tried to get some fastballs by Matthews and got burned twice. Marte, as he so often does, in the leadoff spot against the left-hand starting pitcher. Ketel, a switch hitter, a natural right-hand batter. 93 with sink is in there. Marte just under 290. He's got 19 home runs. He doubled and scored leading off last night's game. Chops this to right center. Cam Smith backing up to the warning track. And there's the first out for Valdez. What's he got in the bag of tricks tonight?
Well, a guy that throws as many ground balls as he does, you know he's got a good sinker, a curveball, a changeup. All 3 of those pitches moving down, down, down. You see the averages. The sinker is your best chance. I think a lot of the base hits on the sinker have just been ground balls that snuck through the infield.
Corbin Carroll left on left in center field again tonight. Corbin has hit in 3 straight games. '94 right down Broadway. 250 and 21 homers for Corbin, who had an RBI single in his first at bat last night. He was 1 for 5.
You know, 4 pitches into the game last night, the Diamondbacks already had a run, and you thought, here we go again.
And they scored 1 in the first, only 2 more runs the rest of the way, and fell shy 6-3. Got out hit 10-8. And they've got the big weapon, Gino Suarez, in the cleanup spot. Valdez can match an Astros franchise record tonight. The last time Houston won 13 straight starts by one of their pitchers was behind Garrett Cole back in 2019. They are 12-0 in his last 12 starts. And he is 9 strikeouts shy of 1,000 for his career. Just missed on that corner. Pretty good pitch. Vic Carapazza said no. Clocked in at 100 miles an hour for ball 3. Bouncer up the middle, and it kicks off the glove of Matthews. Corbin digging for second as it rolls into center, and he's in standing up.
And once that ball got up the middle of the field into shallow center, Corbin was thinking triple. Just deflects it out there into shallow center field. Once that ball gets away, he knows he's got an easy base hit. He sees the ball not near a defender, so he motors into scoring position.
Well, you wanted some chaos. How's that?
I like it.
Right out of the gate. Scored a double for Corbin Carroll. He's at second with a 1 out for Gurriel. Lourdes now down to 246, a dozen homers. Did drive in a run last night with a sac fly, but was 0 for 3. Remember, Corbin in the game last night in the 5th inning was standing at second base, took off and stole third. And that was with 1 out in the inning. His 13th stolen base of the year, so Valdez is going to turn around and stare at him for a bit.
Maybe some chaos on the bases will distract Valdez enough to throw him off his game. Corbin doing what Corbin does, bouncing around out there at second base.
Creating as big a distraction as he can make himself. He's getting razzed from his dugout. 1-1 is a curveball, and Lourdes swinging a miss. Gurriel's bat's gone quiet lately. 3 for 29 in his last 7. He's got Suarez on deck behind him. A 1-2 count. Tried the curve again, and it's 2-2.
You would think this would be a good matchup for Lourdes, who, for my money, is a better low ball hitter than high ball hitter, and Valdez is going to live near the bottom of that strike zone. Historically, though, Lourdes is a 1 for 6 lifetime with a strikeout against Valdez.
I never remember. It occurs to me now that when we've seen Valdez pitch before, he likes to stroll around the mound quite a bit. He's already done that a bunch of times so far. And even with a pitch timer, he'll step off, walk back, walk around a little bit. He's very active out there. Gurriel hits it to short. Literally, Zach Short pulls Walker off the bag, and the 3-time Gold Glover able to get a glove on the hip, and Corbin has to stay put. Well, that'll bring up everybody's favorite, Eugenio Suarez. Last night is 36th of the year, the most in the National League.
Every time he steps to the plate, it's getting to the point where you expect him to hit a ball in the seats.
Yeah, you feel gypped if he doesn't. 36 homers, the most in the league. 86 RBIs, the most in the majors. He homered again last night, his 3rd consecutive game with at least 1 home run. Gino has hit 10 homers in his last 15 games. Named yesterday as the National League Player of the Week, the 4th time he's won that award this season. I would say you've got to figure out, I mean, there have to be extenuating circumstances for Gino at this rate to get anything to hit.
I mean, I know it's the 1st inning, but I'm surprised they're even pitching to him right here. You got a lefty on deck.
First base open, a lefty on deck, yeah. Right back at you. That one caught Valdez, who put the glove up to cover and gets the out. And he strands that one out double. Diamondbacks and the Astros are scoreless after 1.
From about 1905 to 1925 or so, teams actually issued cardigans as part of their team uniform. In that era, knitwear was actually having a heyday in sports. Think of ski sweaters or Argyle sweater vests on the Gulf Green. And baseball decided to jump on the bandwagon and create cardigans.
Give Back 50/50 raffle supported by Avdent Cares is up and running. Jackpot already over $7,700 and climbing quickly. Half that final total can be yours, and you don't have to be here at the ballpark to play. Fans anywhere in the state of Arizona can get your tickets online at dbacks.com/5050 by the end of the 7th inning. And our 50/50 staff working hard at the ballpark as Chas McCormick leads off the Houston second against Eduardo Rodriguez. Gino was in on the grass at 3rd. Little sidearm throw, and that's quickly one away in the 2nd. Or Blaze Alexander, pardon me. Gino is in the DH spot today.
Yeah, I was right there with you. I was kind of surprised when I saw the sidearm throw. Gino always gets up on top of the ball. Forgot that Blaze was starting at third tonight.
They tried to get as many right-hand bats in that lineup as they can, so Blaze was at second. Marte's out there tonight. He moves over to third with Suarez as the DH. Here's Bryce Matthews, who was the hero for the Astros last night, the 23-year-old rookie, their top prospect. In just his 5th major league game, he hit his first 2 career home runs, both off Zach Gallen.
Yeah, he was a one-man wrecking crew last night.
One in the second, a 3-run shot, and then a 2-run homer in the 7th that knocked Gallen out of the game. Short right, Corbett on a dead run. Here he comes, and he's got the sliding grab. This is second start this year in center field. 2 outs in the second.
I don't care where you put him. That speed plays all over the field. Got a little bit of a slow jump, but with that blazing speed, he's able to make up ground, make a beautiful sliding catch out there for out number 2.
Some defensive support behind him. 3 in a row retired for Rodriguez. Mauricio Dubon is the third baseman again tonight. 256 and 6 homers. He walked and scored his first time up last night, 0 for 3. It's a good bunt down. Here comes Blaze. Bare hand play. And Naylor has to get out of the way. Dubon will get into second base. And everybody hustles over to cover third.
Just a perfect bunt from Dubon that time. Deadened it on that left side of the infield. You can see Blaze was playing back a little bit. Makes a nice barehanded play, but then throws it away at first base.
It's a single and an E5 puts Dubon at second with 2 outs. Ahead of the former Diamondback, Cooper Hummel. Hummel is the left fielder. Switch hitter, bats to the right-hand side. Hummel 27 games, 64 at bats with Houston this year. He's been coming off the bench as a pinch hitter, seeing some time in left field. And he's out there tonight for the Astros. Hummel was an 18th round pick by Milwaukee out of the University of Portland. Made his major league debut as a Diamondback in 2022 after he'd been acquired in a deal that sent Eduardo Escobar to the Brewers. He was traded at the end of that season to Seattle in a trade for Kyle Lewis, and he's bounced around ever since.
As you said, Hummel, a switch hitter, the only non-straight right-handed hitter in the lineup tonight for Joe Espada. He's got all righties and 1 switch hitter in Cooper Hummel.
Two balls and a strike on the former Diamondback. Pretty deep to right center. Corbin's got to go a long way to go to get this one, and he tracks it down shy of the wall. Corbin in this inning coming in and going back out. 2 terrific catches in center, and he keeps it scoreless.
I think style, it's a very complicated thing.
Custom cleats came when I earned the rights to wear custom cleats.
I think without going out and being loud and saying this is who I am or whatever, you can just kind of wear a certain shoe or a glove or a batting glove or whatever, and it kind of shows who you are.
When this hot day's done, I walk alone. The long green grass, I'm coming back where I belong. Where I belong. Days gone by, my oh my, I'm going home. When this hot day's
Oh, bear down. It's our wire cam presented by Defy. U of A night here at the ballpark.
Yeah.
A lot of U of A folks here. Some of the football teams sang the national anthem.
Oh, it was outstanding. 4 gentlemen from the U of A football team came out. Familiar face.
All right, that's I mean that's beyond the pale right there. You can't do that on U of A night, can you?
He's scouting.
Wow, our truck, we got some Sun Devils in the truck. They're not happy about U of A night. Josh Naylor starts us off from the bottom of the second. Josh 6th in the league with that .293 batting average and leads the Diamondbacks in hits this year. He had a pair of hits, in fact, against left-handers in last night's series opener. Valdez going for another stroll out there. He does this incessantly, just sort of walks around the park.
I mean, the pitch clock's down to 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wow, he's got it down. You don't have to have thrown the ball by the time the timer expires. You just have to have started your windup, whatever that looks like. And he took that one right down to the nub.
It's a real good internal stopwatch. As you said, he was strolling around. It looked like he was going out to second base.
I thought something was wrong with him for a minute. Is everything okay? Big aggressive hack at that 95 sinker. 2-2 on Josh. Another right-hand bat in the lineup. Grichuk on deck. Then it's Geraldo Perdomo. And now it's Naylor who's going to take a stroll after that hard swing.
Well, of course, while Framber Valdez was walking around the infield there, Naylor has to be in the batter's box looking at the pitcher at 8.
Good point. Alert to the pitcher. Oh, I don't know who took the timeout before, but now Naylor's been granted his time. Back and forth we go. This is what it used to look like before the pitch timer. Thank goodness it's in there. Doesn't chase that curveball. That's a pitch that Corbin mentioned he likes to throw to lefties. Full count 3-2. Grichuk on deck. Got that power sinker at 95, and that's his first strikeout.
Hey fans, when when the Diamondbacks hit a home run tonight, you score a free jumbo jack from Jack in the Box with the purchase of a large drink.
I see what you did there. Well, it's been a while since they had a non-Gino home run. In all fairness, Grichuk 235 and 7 homers. His start in right field last night 0 for 4.
Gino's hit the last 7 home runs for the Diamondbacks.
All in 2 games, sort of.
Kind of,
like
sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grichuk was the last Diamondback to homer other than Gino. That was back on July 11th against the Angels.
Yeah, they're really in need of some production from their right-hand bats, with Torey Lovello expecting, as he told us, a heavy dose of left-hand pitching in this series. That was the case certainly last night. Houston used 4 different pitchers in the opener last night, all left-handers.
All lefties.
They got 4 lefties in the bullpen. They've started left-handers in the first 2 games of the series. Grichuk pulls those hands in and pulls it fair down the line. Randall's in at second, standing up. It's a 1-out double. Got that changeup down and in and pulled it right down that line.
Ball was smoked down into the corner that time. Left it on the inside part of the plate, just above the knees, and Randall is lightning quick on those pitches on the inside part of the plate.
This is what happened with the Diamondbacks last night. They had plenty of chances, and Torey talked about this today. They 3, 4, 5 times they were 1 big hit away from blowing the game open. They stranded a 1-out double in the first. Now they've got a 1-out double in the second. Perdomo looks at ball 1. Got to get these guys home.
Yep.
And that was not the case last night. Now something might be wrong with Valdez. Yainer Diaz walking out there to have a conversation. Let's get this from Jack in the Box.
We killed it with your new Munchie Meal, T-Pain. Pretty much, Jack.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Sudden sense of urgency from the Astros battery here.
We talked about all the lefties that the Astros have at their availability. The Astros are 10-5 against left-handed starters this year. That's tied for the second best winning percentage in the majors. However, they've only played 16 games against lefty starters. Diamondbacks, on the other hand, 11-16 against left-handed starters. Last year they were 28-29. Come on, right-handed hitters.
Perdomo, the switch hitter, bats from the right-hand side. Jerry's 72 RBIs, tied for 5th most in the National League. Vic Carapazza gave Valdez that one. It's 1-1. Perdomo 0 for 3 with a walk last night. Bounced to short. Grichuk digs for third. Play on over there. He had the play in front of him and ran into it out.
Boy, as a base runner at second, you have to know where the shortstop is behind you. Is he shading up the middle? Is he shading toward the hole between third and short? That was a bad go that time by Randall Grichuk. You can see how far over toward third base short was. That makes it an easy out there at third base.
So you get a fielder's choice for Perdomo, who's at first base with 2 down now. For Blaze Alexander, Zach Short in there for the injured Jeremy Pena. Talked a lot last night about how many key position players the Astros are missing right now due to injury. Curveball's a strike. Blaze 273 in 15 games this year. Started at second base last night. Had a terrific night at the plate. He doubled and he walked twice. Had some great at bats. We'll tap her back to the mound. Valdez spins and throws. And again, a 1-out double, then it cannot score. It stays 0-0.
There's the bunt. That could be trouble as Petrie. No, Stevie dives in and beats it. Good effort by Steve Lyons.
That'll be a base hit right there. Good job. I'll tell you one thing, not a bad defensive play either by the Tigers.
Did you see that? He's going to get the dirt out, and all of a sudden he unbuckled his pants and they fell down.
Starts later this week, but when they get back to Chase Field, the San Diego Padres and Fernando Tatis Jr. will be here waiting for him. It's a 3-game weekday series, August 4, 5, and 6, and you can be here with us. Get your tickets at dbacks.com. Zach Short, the shortstop, bats ninth and leads off the Houston third against Eduardo Rodriguez. Short in there for the injured Jeremy Pena, who was out with a fractured rib. Houston also missing Yordan Alvarez. He's been out for several months with a fracture in his right hand. Their center fielder Jake Myers is out. He's got a right calf strain. They just lost their third baseman Asok Paredes over the weekend to a hamstring strain, and Brendan Rodgers, their second baseman, is on the 60-day injured list. So how are we looking? And here they are, 16 games over 500. It's amazing.
Can you say pitching?
Boy, I tell you what, that guy right there, one of the scariest hitters in the game, Yordan Alvarez. He's had a fracture in his right hand that just has been slow to heal. He's been out for 2 months now. 0-2 on Zach Short.
wonder if Zach's last name was Wright, if he would have been a right fielder.
Zach Wright?
Yeah.
Check something here. I was going to see how. Well, he's 5'10". There's also that. Got the call from Vic Carapazza. That four-seamer just off the edge. And again, Erod with consistent mid-90s velocity.
Yeah, he was really humping it up in that first inning. It's dropped maybe a mile per hour or so since that first inning, but still relying on that fastball around the edges.
Well, you know, it's just that simple for Erod. It seems when he's on the lines, he does really well. When it's in the middle of the plate, he gets clobbered. Cam Smith, the leadoff man, struck out in the first. I suppose that's true, of course, for any pitcher, but it seems to be especially true in Erod's case. Good curveball right there, but it's ball 2. Broken bat. Alexander, long throw from third. Blaze got a big arm. Well, he made that throw look easy.
Yeah, that was on the move too. If he has a chance to get his feet underneath him and really wind up and let it go, you'll see that arm. There's a nice play. Comes in, gets it on a short hop, throws on the move. Nice stretch into foul territory that time by Josh Naylor.
That's that athleticism that Blaze has. When he plays relaxed and plays calm, lets the game slow down a bit, that athleticism really comes out.
Sure does.
2 down for Altuve, who popped out his first time. Boy, he's been swinging like Josh Naylor in this series. Every first pitch.
Really diving in toward that inside corner with his left foot. I mentioned it in his first at bat. He stands well off the plate, trying to bait a pitcher into throwing him on the outer third of the plate, and then he strides right in toward that inside corner.
Once more for Blaze at third, sets and throws.
Yes.
And a nice quick 1-2-3 third for Erod. 3 outs on 9 pitches, and we're still scoreless.
When this hot day's done, I walk alone. The long green grass, I'm coming back where I belong. Where I belong. Days gone by, oh my, I'm going home. When this hot day's done, I'll see your face. There'll be no room for sorrows in our warm embrace. Our warm embrace. As days come by, up on high, I'll see your face.
Earlier today, what a surprise for the Nike RBI baseball and softball all-star teams who are here in the house. Stands for Reviving Baseball in Inner Cities. High school kids from around the valley and all over the state of Arizona. Corbin Carroll had a surprise for them. Uniforms, of course, it's the City Connect, cleats, backpacks, and more for their trip to Seattle. You see Corbin there talking to the players as they get set for competition Friday, guys, in Seattle. So best of luck to the Nike RBI teams.
Great job by Corbin and all the Diamondback staffers who organized that. All the kids had their lockers and their names and their equipment all laid out just like big leaguers.
Yeah.
A lot of work goes into that stuff. Jose Herrera, the switch hitting catcher, bats ninth against Framber Valdez, and Vic Carapaz's strike zone getting a little chunky down there. That was well off the plate, but strike one. Jose 195 at a homer, 0 for 2 with a walk in his last start. That was Sunday in the win over St. Louis. Snapped a 5-game hit streak for him. He'd also had RBIs in 4 consecutive games. Down 0-2. Framber Valdez has twice been an All-Star. 3 years ago, he won 17 games and led the American League with more than 200 innings pitched. Last year, a 15-game winner. Finished the season with a 2.91 ERA, 6th best of the majors.
Interesting note on the Astros media notes. Obviously, he's been one of the best ground ball pitchers in the major leagues. He actually has a career 63% ground ball percentage. There's only one pitcher since they've started tracking ground ball percentage who had a better one, and that was Brandon Webb.
Webby. Dubon with a throw from third, and they retire Jose Herrera. Well, Joe Espada is their manager, and he says Valdez, the thing with him is his pitches move east to west. And then you add the breaking ball that works down in the zone, and that gives the hitter another pitch to worry about. And Valdez is tricky. We've seen him take these strolls around the mound. He changes his cadences. He throws a lot of strikes to balls. A pitch might start down the middle, then suddenly it's a changeup and a curveball. It disappears. There's a lot of velo and a lot of movement, just like that.
And occasionally he'll quick pitch. I've seen him do that too. A very quick jump delivery to home plate, trying to catch a hitter off balance.
He's trying to get Marte to fish at these curveballs, and Cattell is laid off, and he's ahead 2-0. Sinker well below the zone.
Well, those are the ones you have to lay off of. Those sinkers that start middle of the thigh or down are going to end up out of the strike zone.
Cattell Marte, when he's batting left-handed, he's kind of like a car that's just kind of idling in the driveway. When he's batting right-handed, he's got the pedal to the metal, and he's trying to get a jump start at the intersection with a lot of swings like that. On the changeup, and it's 2-2. Corbin on deck. He doubled in the first.
It's almost the opposite of what we've seen in the past from Cattell. In the past, the left side looked like he had to work to fire off a good swing, and the right-handed side was just very natural. This year it's almost exactly the opposite.
Ooh. Doesn't chase that curve, and Valdez wanted it, and he'll go for another stroll around the block. Vic Carapaz, the crew chief, back there tonight. It's a full count, 3-2.
Good pitcher's pitch right on the edge there at the knees.
So Yanner Diaz trying to frame it. Marte chops it over the head of Valdez. Matthews, the bare hand charge, low throw, and they get the out. Brian Walsh at first base. Diamondbacks might want to think about a challenge here. Nope. Story Lovello waves it off.
Kind of a spiked throw from the second baseman as he comes straight in, but we've seen that guy at first base pick bad throws before.
Good call by Brian Walsh. He got it perfectly correct. 3 gold gloves down there for number 8 in orange. Base is empty for Corbin. Trying to split the gap. Cooper Hummel, the former Diamondback, able to chase it down. A 1-2-3 third for Valdez. It's a pitcher's duel, scoreless after 3.
I went to college at Northeastern University, and all my friends were Red Sox fans, and while in my 3 years there, I really grew to appreciate Red Sox Nation and everything that they bring to the table, and once I got my head wrapped around the trade, I was really, really excited. I think they have one of the most iconic logos, these 2 socks right here on the sleeve. I love keeping it simple, really fond of the font, and I think it's a really cool look.
It's a 5-man umpiring crew here today.
and this young superstar.
And did their feet get tangled up? Yes, so Hoppy tripped. They got their feet tangled up before the ball came down.
That goes helicoptering into the net. It's pumped on.
And that ball is off the ladder. It's actually off the ladder. You never see that.
A little tumble behind the mound. Hat fell off. That was awesome. I mean, you just don't see that.
Back with you from Chase Field, Steve Berthiaume, Bob Brenly, Jody Jackson, Mark Grace along the way. Time for our Stats with Lowe's, a matchup of left-handers here. Two pretty good ones going tonight. They've had a lot of success since the 2018 season.
Yeah, and this game has started like two left-handed aces going at each other.
Well, it's been a terrific start for Eduardo as Christian Walker leads off the Houston fourth. Erod 35 pitches through 3, his fewest through 3 innings all year. And the Astros have been aggressive, and it's playing into Eduardo his hands. 5 of their 9 outs have come on one of the first 3 pitches of the at-bat.
Nice.
Both hits in the ball game. Singles by Walker in the first and Dubon in the second. Came on the second pitch, so they've been up there chasing early against Erod. 35 pitches through 3, 24 for strikes. This one might drop, and it does. He'll take it. Christian Walker had a couple of hits last night. He's 2 for 2 so far tonight.
Just a little flare that landed in no man's land with Ketel Marte cheating up the middle. He might have been the only guy to have a possible play on that ball if he was playing straight up. Randall Grichuk playing deep, respecting the power of Christian Walker, just couldn't get to it.
Christian 2 for 2. Yainer Diaz, the catcher, bats cleanup. Diaz last year was a 3-WAR player for the second consecutive season. Hit about 300. 16 homers. He knocked in 84 runs. That's why they like to have his bat in the lineup as much as they can. Both as a catcher and a DH. And this one also drops in. Couple of bloops. Have the Astros set up. 2 on, no outs in the fourth. Chaz McCormick. McCormick last night singled twice, stole a base, scored a run. He's the center fielder.
Yeah, occasionally when you've got 2 pitchers on top of their game the way they appear to be tonight, a sac bunt might be called for right here. If you think it's going to be a low scoring game, you got to take advantage of every base runner.
And McCormick can bunt.
Yep.
Naylor in on the grass at first. He pops it up. Can Hosey get to it? Herrera! And oh, he had it. And then rolled along the railing there for a minute. A tremendous effort by Jose Herrera. A juggling act, and he ran into the wall back there. Well, that was tantalizing. He just got a rolling across the top of the aisle.
What an effort. What an effort. Fully extended, reaching out, and just couldn't keep it in the glove. That catcher's mitt not made for catching pop-ups on a dead run after a dive. That one just popped out of the mitt.
Tried to make the bare hand catch coming up right there and couldn't quite get it.
Just missed that one.
Terrific effort from Jose.
You know, we saw the Astros attack Zach Gallen early in counts last night. He gave up 3 hits on the second pitch of at bats, 1 hit on the third pitch of at bats.
Naylor still in on the grass at first base. Blaze even with a bag at third. Keep an eye on Walker back there. .92 Sales, and it's a ball and a strike. Chaz McCormick just came back last weekend after a minor league rehab assignment. He missed 40 games with a left oblique strain. He was out since the end of May, just got back. A couple of hits in last night's game. A chance for Naylor and Marte if somebody can get there. Cattell has got it. Infield fly in effect, and that's the first out. Well, brings up last night's hero for the Astros, the rookies Bryce Matthews. Our player profile brought to you by Progressive. He is rated as their #1 prospect. First round pick 2 years ago out of the University of Nebraska.
Certainly understandable. We saw what he did with the bat last night, and he's very smooth out there at second base. Very athletic.
Just his 5th major league game last night, and he hit his first 2 career home runs. And Herrera wants to talk it over. Well, Matthews was saying last night he kind of felt like he was just galloping around the bases, didn't really know what to do. Pretty understandable. And Torrey was pointing out that, you know, this rookie was the one situation, the one guy that beat them last night. If they pitch him a little differently, it's an entirely different ball game.
And that will occasionally happen with rookies that you haven't seen a lot of. You rely on some minor league reports, guys that have seen him on a more regular basis. But Diamondbacks learned very quickly last night this guy can hit a fastball.
Matthews has admitted to being a little shell shocked, getting thrown into the fire in the first few games. But he's up here with that wave of injuries we've talked about. He was in AAA actually getting ready to go to the All-Star Futures game, when instead they said, well, you're going, but not there. You're going to the big leagues. Now here he is.
Well, that Futures game is quite an honor for a young player, but I'll take the big leagues.
No doubt. He was hitting .283 with 10 homers, 25 stolen bases at AAA when he got called up. Erod beat him with a cutter that time. Matthews had a game playing for AAA Sugarland in May when he hit for the cycle at Salt Lake. Only staying patient. It's 3-1. Dubon, the on-deck hitter. Squib shot. Marte charges a scoop, and Matthews with the speed is safe, says Brian Walsh. Jeff Bannister on the phone. I think we're going to challenge. Yeah, they will. Alan Campbell in the video room says out.
Well, Cattell's had to get real creative tonight.
Vic Carapazza now.
Arizona's challenging the safe call at first base.
Doesn't have time to shift this ball into his throwing hand. Just try to shovel it glove to glove right there. Long stretch that time by Josh Naylor, and it appears they got him. Saw Cattell earlier in the ball game field one backhanded up the middle and tried to shovel it on to Geraldo Perdomo for the out.
And Matthews, good speed. We mentioned the 25 steals in AAA this year. Brian Walsh, who had a terrific call earlier in the game, was in perfect position to make that one. Here's a look at replay operations in Midtown Manhattan. Vic Carapazza.
After review of the call on the field, it's overturned. The runner is out. Arizona retains the challenge.
A nice hustle play by Cattell on the scoop. Gets the first out. Runners move up second and third. And the hitter is Mauricio Dubon as Torey Lovullo wins that challenge. Christian Walker at third base. Yainer Diaz at second. 2 away for Dubon. Boy, it'd be nice if Erod could wiggle off the hook here.
Oh, yeah.
Missed in at 94.
Wow.
That was well above the belt, but called a strike. 50 pitches now for Eduardo, 31 for strikes. All fastballs so far to Dubon. I think with first base open, they'd rather work to Cooper Hummel.
Sure looks like it. Just a series of high fastballs here, trying to get Dubon to chase something.
That caught the inside edge, and it's full 3-2. So maybe now he gets something here. Dubon will take time. It's been all straight four-seam heat from Erod in this at bat to Mauricio Dubon. Three-two. Too far out there. Went to the four-seamer again, and they're loaded for the former Diamondback Cooper Hummel.
Just off the outside corner there. Jose tries to pull it back into the zone. That's too far to drag that ball to expect to get a call from a plate umpire.
First walk issued by Eduardo tonight. Base is full of Astros, 2 down. Hummel flied out his first time. Hit the ball pretty deep to right center. Tracked down by Corbin Carroll. Jumps on the first one and pops it up behind second. Here comes Corbin. Marte's under it. And Eduardo Rodriguez leaves them loaded. We stay scoreless. The Diamondbacks Baseball Network, presented by Progressive. Presented by Budweiser. Diamondbacks and Astros from Chase Field at Steve Axe TV. Steve Berthew, Bob Bradley, Jody Jackson, Mark Grace, cavalcade of stars. Scoreless as Lourdes Gurriel Jr. leads off the fourth against Astros left-hander Framber Valdez. And they need to get Gurriel's bat going. He is 3 for his last 30 up there. And we talked with Torrey about that earlier today, and he said with Lourdes, you know, he's got really good bat-to-ball skills, and when he's swinging at the pitches he's looking for and not chasing, he can get hot and carry the club for a week at a time. Have we seen that?
Sure.
But right now he's kind of grinding on a little bit of a downstretch, but they know he's capable of a lot more, and they need it right now against all these lefties. Lourdes did drive in a run last night, but so far he's hitless in the series. Doesn't chase down there on a hard changeup. Take as many base runners as you can get. That was a key in the game last night. Diamondbacks hitters drew 7 walks. None of the 7 scored. Well, they're really working Lourdes down and in. All 3 pitches down in that same spot. Tried to hang back on that curve, fouled away. It's 2-2. Gino Suarez on deck behind him. Then it's Josh Naylor. Gurriel again stays patient. It's a full count. Valdez came into tonight 9 strikeouts away from 1,000. He's punched out only 1 so far. And the count is full on Lourdes. That's a good start. Curveball well off the plate. And that's his first walk. On board ahead of Eugenio Suarez as we get a look at the Blue Moon bright spot. He's hit the last 7 Diamondback home runs.
Tied with Sammy Sosa, who did it back in 2000, and Michael Jack Schmidt, who did it in 1979. Longest streak of team's homer by 1 player.
Gino tapped back to the mound his first time up tonight. Got a pitch to hit, a sinker out over the plate. Gino's on a 6-game hitting streak. He's got 7 homers during a 6-game streak. And he scored 10 runs. Yes, he went, says Brian Walsh. No check, and it's 0-2. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, what do you got over there? You've been in the bat rack, I see.
I've got a couple of bats here. It's not easy to palm them both, but I've got a Gino Suarez and a Ketel Marte bat. They're both identical models, with the exception of a 1/4 of an ounce, because Ketel has the end of his bat cupped out. Gino uses the full bat, whereas Ketel, you see, has that end of the bat hollowed out right there. Against hard throwers, he uses the lighter bat. Against soft tossers, he uses his own bat that's a little bit heavier.
Got a wicked change up there and strikes out. 1 away in the 4th. Well, that's pretty common. Remember, Jock Peterson was a notable bat thief, or borrower, we should say, of bats.
Borrower, yeah.
He had quite a collection from hitters all over the league. It was always fun to go out to Jock's locker and see whose bat was in there. And Naylor hits into a double play, and that leadoff walk erased by the strikeout and the double play, and we're still scoreless after 4.
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so. She was here for a bit. Back down in Reno right now. Our Shamrock Down to the Farms report, and he's hitting over 340 for the Aces with 11 home runs. That's why they gave him a look up here. We saw him in San Diego in the previous road trip.
That first home run, I don't even know if it landed yet. The second one barely snuck over the fence, but that first one was a bomb.
Tristan English, our Shamrock Farms Down to the Farm report. Zach Short, who got that double play started at end the fourth, leads off the fifth against Eduardo Rodriguez, who was matching Framber Valdez pitch for pitch. Scoreless as we start the fifth.
I mentioned early in the show that you'd like to get 5 strong innings out of Erod tonight, only because in his 16 previous starts he's averaged right at 5 innings per start. Now, because the pitch count is down today, hopefully he'll be able to pitch deeper into the ball game. Whoa.
Lost the handle on that cutter, and Jose had to jump up to get that one. A little smirk there from Erod. That's a my bad. Eduardo was at 35 pitches through 3 innings. He's coming off a 20 pitch fourth that jumped up that pitch count. A good spot for that fastball, and short is strikeout number 3.
Very defensive swing that time from Zach Short. Was not expecting another fastball on the outer third of the plate, but that's exactly what he got.
Cam Smith 0 for 2.
Whoa.
Yeah, Vic Carapaz has had a big strike zone. Both east, west, north, south. Cutter's in there. 2-2. Smith has hit lefties well as a rookie this year. In fact, he's over 320 against left-hand pitchers this season. An OPS versus lefties better than 1,000. Altuve on deck behind him. Erod starting to color outside the lines a little bit more frequently here. And a lot of work to do to strand the bases loaded in what turned out to be that 20 pitch fourth. 3-2. Missed up and in, second base on balls. And a reminder, you can host your friends, your family, or your coworkers in your own private space here at the ballpark. In fact, we've got catered food and drinks waiting for you. You can book your Chase Field suite online for a game this year at dbacks.com/suites. Here they are enjoying on U of A night. The Diamondbacks and the Astros as a chorus of boos rains down on poor Jose Altuve. And now we got a pitch timer violation on Erod. Automatic ball is assessed, so Altuve 0 for 2 starts off with a 1-0 count. Smith does run 5 for 6 in his stolen base attempts this year. Right on the lines. He's been very good tonight at staying out of the middle of the plate.
Yep.
Which is job 1 for Eduardo. Torrey talked about that today. His misses last 2 starts have been middle misses. And the hard hit balls have been pitches that weren't executed well enough, but that has not been the case here tonight. He's been terrific.
Yeah, you've heard me talk many times about missing in your favor. And for Eduardo, that's especially important. If you're going to try to hit the outside corner and you miss farther away.
Don't miss out over where you can get into trouble. That's where the home runs start to fall. Altuve gets it down. Erod can't pick it up. A pair of one-out base runners ahead of Walker.
That's unfortunate. I think if Erod picked it up initially, they get the out at first base on that bunt attempt by Altuve, but puts the glove down there and just stops it.
They scored a bunt base hit for Altuve. And now you've got Walker, who's already got 4 hits and an RBI in the series. Let's get this from Law Tigers.
We're the Law Tigers, and we understand the challenges riders face every day. If you've been injured in a motorcycle accident, visit lawtigers.com. Law Tigers, Arizona's motorcycle lawyers.
Erod in that 20-pitch fourth had 2 on and no outs. He had bases loaded and 2 outs and got out of trouble. And he's hard at work again here. First and second, 1 away for Walker, who has singled twice. Christian has had a big month of July after a slow start with Houston. He's hitting over .340 this month. 3 homers and 14 RBIs in 13 July games. And up in an RBI spot right here. Got under this one. Right center. Randall Grichuk is there. Here comes Smith, second and third. And Perdomo cuts it off.
Well, that's an aggressive tag right there by Cam Smith. That ball wasn't that deep out there in right field. Grichuk had his momentum going toward his target, but Smith tagged and went anyway.
Yeah, you better make that one. Run into an inning-ending double play at third base. Diaz, the catcher, singled his last time up, 1 for 2. They're on the corners with 2 down.
Altuve still runs from time to time. He's stolen 6. He's been caught 6 times.
Diaz does have some pop in his bat. He's homered in 3 of his last 10 games. Cam Smith at third base. Jose Altuve at first. Perdomo at shortstop. And once again, Eduardo Rodriguez works his way through traffic and keeps it scoreless.
hot day's done, I walk alone through long green grass. I'm coming back where I belong, where I belong. Days gone by, oh my, I'm going home. When this hot day's done, I'll see your face. There'll be no room for sorrows in our warm embrace. Our warm embrace. As days come by, up on high, I'll see your face.
To show up to the field get in the cold tub, hot tub, get my work in the weight room, get in the cages, and yeah, it's definitely really good. I'm doing a lot more velo machine, different shapes and stuff. So hitting coaches have a really good plan for me.
Yeah, Blaze Alexander due up third this inning. Blaze batting .265 right now, this time up with a big club. And guys, as you know, he wasn't playing a whole lot when he first came up, but he took that time to refine that routine. And he told me that one guy he's really been following is Eugenio Suarez, not just because he takes some reps over at third base, but it's mainly the hitting. He's been following some of his routine, especially working with the machine, with the breaking balls, seeing sliders, things like that. And yesterday, Troy Lovello, the walk that he had in that 6th inning on a curveball, he said, last year I know Blaze would not have been patient in taking that walk. He would have swung at that pitch. And maturation, progression for Blaze Alexander, guys.
Yeah, the at-bats, Jody, for Blaze last night were terrific. He walked in the 6th and again in the 8th inning after that 2nd inning double. And Tori was telling us earlier today, Blaze can turn on anybody's fastball. Sure. Now it's about slowing the game down for him, thinking about the process, and that work habit, the work routine that they mentioned that Gino did, that's what turned it around for Gino last year. At midseason, all the home runs are the byproduct of that. So if you're going to follow a guy's workout routine, Blaze is on the right course there. Randall Grichuk starts off the 5th. Valdez at 52 pitches through 4, 32 for strikes. Randall doubled down the left field line his first time. Trying to drop one into left center. It hangs up long enough. McCormick can't get to it. Grichuk hustling into second, and he's got another double. Randall running hard all the way. McCormick couldn't quite get to it.
Got a barrel on that one. Didn't get all of it, but got enough of it. McCormick with a nice effort right there. Picks it on a short hop. Thought he might try to dive for that ball, but you see Randall blowing bubbles, turning the corner at first base. That's an easy double for him.
Diamondbacks stranded a 1-out double in the 1st. They stranded a 1-out double in the 2nd. And let a leadoff walk in the 4th get away. Trying to make something happen. Chaos ensues. And Perdomo's safe, and Grichuk's in at 3rd. Keeping the pressure on. Well, you talked about, Bob, the idea of a bunt in what is a pitcher's duel.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know how many runs, if you're going to score any runs in this ball game. Take advantage of every base runner you get. I'm not sure if that was a sign from the bench or Perdomo just did it on his own, but I mentioned this a while ago when you guys were on a road trip. I stayed home and I watched a whole lot of baseball games all around both leagues. Teams can't field bunts anymore. They can't throw runners out at second anymore with any kind of regularity. I think chaos, like we saw from the Diamondbacks 2 years ago, would be called for tonight.
It started with a hustle double from Grichuk. Aggressive base running. Perdomo drops it down perfectly. And an RBI chance for Blaze, who tapped back to the mound his first time up tonight. Grichuk is at 3rd. Perdomo's at 1st. Can Blaze stay patient in these situations? Here's a good take on the curveball.
Yeah, you heard Blaze talking about his routine. One of his routines today during batting practice was having the left-handed batting practice pitcher work him away, away, away. Blaze told us last year he feels like his strength is to hit the ball to the opposite field.
Squirts that one over that way. Matthews picks it up. They get the out. Grichuk's across, and the Diamondbacks strike first. A 1-0 lead in the 5th. RBI for Alexander.
He was trying to shoot that hole on the right side. Unfortunately, just didn't hit it hard enough to get it through into right field, but we'll take that RBI every day of the week.
Run home. Perdomo at 2nd with a 1 away. The batter is Jose Herrera. And the sinker misses way upstairs. Jose grounded out his first time. The Diamondbacks have just 4 hits, but Randall Grichuk's 2 doubles are half of them. And that second hustle double led to the game's first run. And Herrera calls time. There's Valdez out there trying to change the cadence, change the rhythm of his patterns of his throws.
How about this, partner? Bunt hits. The Astros have 2 tonight. They only had 7 all season coming into play tonight. The Diamondbacks have a bunt base hit, and they've only had 4 all season coming in. I think that speaks to the 2 pitchers on the mound tonight and the way this game is going. I mentioned it earlier. Sometimes you just have to concede you're going to play for a run.
60 pitches for Valdez, 37 strikes. Herrera trying to drop one down. Cooper Hummel makes a diving catch. Terrific catch there by the former Diamondback in the gap in left center. Boy, that gets down. It's a run. Might even get behind him.
Yeah, I think it might have. And McCormick was a little late getting over there to back up the play. That was going to roll all the way to the fence if he doesn't make that diving catch.
Still an RBI chance for Cattell. Marte 0 for 2. Solid defense from both these clubs in this game tonight.
And oh, by the way, on those bunt hits, Diamondbacks have 5 this season now. Jerry Perdomo has 4.
And they also have Jose Herrera, who leads the majors in sacrifices.
He's a really good bunter.
Yeah. Marte chops it out to right. Cam Smith backing up to the track. They can't get Perdomo home. They do get the lead. And to the 6th we go. 1-0 Diamondbacks.
I can't imagine transitioning from loving baseball cards to then knowing it's inevitably coming that you're going to be on baseball cards. What was that moment like for you?
Yeah, I think the first card I saw was when they did something for USA Baseball, and then now seeing my face, seeing me playing baseball on a card, it was surreal. It wasn't that, like, it was that moment where we're like, wow, this is really something.
Tbacks.com/Suns, the place to go to get your tickets. Your special event ticket pack will get you a ticket to the game against the Cleveland Guardians on August 19th. And our co-branded hat, Tbacks.com/Suns, the place to get your seats. August 19th, the Cleveland Guardians will be in town. Randall Grichuk, a pair of doubles. He scored the game's only run. A 1-0 lead for Eduardo Rodriguez, who's hit 71 pitches through 5. And Chas McCormick leads off the Houston 6th. First pitch swinging, backs up Gurriel all the way to the wall. Lourdes has room. Another early count swing by a Houston hitter. But Gurriel had just enough ballpark behind him, and it's 1 away.
Talk about early count swinging. 10 of the 16 outs on one of the first 3 pitches for the Astro batters, and all 5 of their hits have come on one of the first 3 pitches.
Second time this year that Iran has been scoreless through 5. Bryce Matthews, who hit the 2 home runs last night, 0 for 2 tonight. A rookie second baseman. Well, this is the Eduardo Rodriguez we saw when he came off the injured list. Remember, he was down for a bit with that left shoulder trouble. Had a 5-start stretch during which he pitched to a 1.98 ERA and picked up wins over the Mariners and the White Sox. That was his month of June. He gave up just 6 earned runs in 5 starts last month. But then is coming off 2 clunkers, so it's been feast or famine, but he's back on his June form here tonight.
I think maybe that extra rest did Eduardo a lot of good.
I'm sure. Well, nearly 2 full weeks.
Yeah.
It's all part of the Diamondbacks' plan to rearrange, reshuffle the pitching rotation coming out of the All-Star break. They were looking for the best possible matchups. Some guys got some rest, other guys got a lot of rest, maybe too much. In fact, they were a little bit concerned about that. But Erod, very little rust here tonight. 3-2 on Matthews. Loses Matthews. That's his 3rd walk. And Cutter had a little too much on it. And a 1-out base runner for Dubon. Dubon has a bunt hitting the base on balls. Dave Clark coaching at first for the Astros, and the great Tony Parashika down there flashing signs at 3rd.
You know, as good as Eduardo has been tonight, it wouldn't surprise me to see a right-hander jump up in that Diamondbacks bullpen. You don't want to let the Astros have any kind of momentum in this game.
Double play ball, Perdomo. Marte for 1. And they roll it. Well, that'll stop any momentum you want. 6 scoreless from Eduardo Rodriguez. Diamondbacks baseball is being brought to you by Y-Refi.
If you're feeling bogged down by the dog days of summer, Virgo, it might be time to take a beat in the clubhouse before you get back onto the diamond. You've been bringing your A game all season long, and you don't want to flame out before September. Conserving your energy now will help you crush the game late into October.
Hot days done, I walk alone. Long green grass, I'm coming back where I belong. Where I belong. Days gone by, my oh my, I'm going home. When this hot day's done, I'll see your face. No room for sorrows in our warm embrace. Our warm embrace. Those days gone by, up on high to see your face.
Pretty fun to have a front row seat to what he's doing. It's pretty historic, and so to be able to watch it and enjoy it and see at the same time how much joy he has in doing it is really fun.
Well, he's the talk of the clubhouse and the talk of the town, Gino Suarez, and guys like Corbin Carroll are in awe. It's been an inspiration to a lot of these guys that I've talked to in the clubhouse the last few days, especially the young guys.
Yeah, Corbin leads off the 6th, Jody.
It's been an inspiration for the old guys in the booth.
It sure has been fun.
He has been fun to watch.
Well, Gino's been leading the charge, but the Diamondbacks trio of Suarez, Marte, and Corbin Carroll have combined for the most home runs of any 3 teammate group in the majors. The big 3. And they are number 1. Corbin doubled in the 1st. He's 1 for 2. He starts us off in the 6th with a 1-0 lead. Foot race is on, but Valdez able to get a glove on that one. And quickly one away in the 6th. Well, they need to get these right-hand bats going. We've said it throughout this series. Randall Grichuk has delivered with a pair of doubles here tonight. And he scored the game's only run. Lourdes so far has grounded out and walked. Eduardo Rodriguez, 6 scoreless innings. He's at 79 pitches through 6. And Jake Woodford has started to warm up with the Diamondback bullpen. That was an impressive 8-pitch 6th, even with a walk to Bryce Matthews in that inning for Erod. On the ground and smothered by Zach Short. Strong throw. And Lourdes is safe. Boy, Zach Short is aptly named. He plays a pretty slick shortstop. That's a base hit for Gurriel. Deep in the hole.
Two good plays right there, just making the stop, and then the throw across the diamond made it a close play.
And there for the injured All-Star Jeremy Pena, Zach Short at shortstop. And here is Suarez. Gino, 86 RBIs, the most in the majors. 0 for 2 so far. Swings and misses at a curveball.
Well, one thing we've noticed recently about Gino is that right foot. It's pointed right down the first baseline, and he's well in front of the hole where most right-handed hitters stand. I speculated last night that perhaps it was designed so he could clear his backside, get his right hip through, and really use his lower body along with his upper body to drive that ball. I'd say it's been working pretty well for him.
21 home runs since the beginning of June, the most in the majors. He's hit a National League high 36 homers this year, and here they are. Let the fireworks show begin. Look at all that. A lot of pull power to that left field side. Sure. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Really expanded the zone with that sinker. Second strikeout for Gino, and just the 3rd for Framber Valdez. So he's now 6 away from 1,000. Naylor is struck out and hit into a double play. Lourdes at first with 2 outs. Curveball at the knees for a strike. Josh hitting just about 270-ish against left-hand pitching this year. He's got a couple of homers against lefties. And 2 hits against left-handers in the opener last night. And a block by Yainer Diaz back there.
Valdez that time was already up into his set position and was still shaking off signs from his catcher.
Well, he's trying to beat the pitch timer. Right to Christian Walker. We go to the 7th, the pitcher's duel, and a 1-0 Diamondback lead. Fans Faith and Family Night presented by Chick-fil-A is back at Chase Field this year. The date is Friday, August 8th. Colorado Rockies will be here. And that game features a post-game concert from Torrin Wells. You can visit dbacks.com/faith for all your tickets. Well, it's just the 4th time this season that Eduardo Rodriguez will throw a pitch in the 7th inning. And a big reason why was that 8-pitch 6th. He's at 79 pitches through 6, and Cooper Hummel leads off the Houston 7th. And again, the Diamondbacks, remember, limited Jake Woodford's pitch count the other night against St. Louis to keep him clear for length in relief if Erod went short tonight. Woodford was warming up earlier, but now that Erod is into the 7th, you go to the back end guys, and it's Kevin Ginkel up and throwing in the Sanderson Ford bullpen. 0-2 on Hummel.
Yeah, Torrey was able to patch it together last night after Zach Gallen with Graveman, Saul Frank, and Richards 1 inning each. They each gave up 1 hit but no runs.
Hummel 0 for 2 so far. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Zach Short, the number 9 man on deck behind him. Then it's Cam Smith. Erod has had to work hard in the 4th and the 5th with a lot of traffic around him on the bases. A double play ball got him out of trouble to win the 6th. Bouncer to shortstop. Perdomo. 1 away. Deepest Eduardo has gone into a game this year 6 2/3. That was a game here against Tampa Bay way back at the end of April. Zach Short, the shortstop. Eduardo's high pitch count for the year 108. June 29th here against the Marlins. That was 108 pitches in just 5 1/3. He's been a whole lot more efficient tonight. Vic Carapaz has been pretty consistent. If that pitch is away to right-handers, that's been a strike even way out there most of the night. And now the 1-2. Cam Smith, the leadoff hitter on deck. 2-2 on Zach Short. Erod got him on the foot. Blaze trying to make a play, and we'll check on Eduardo. He seems to be okay for the moment. That's a base hit for Short. I think he's just frustrated didn't make the play.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what the case is right there.
Max Esposito and Torey Lovullo going to come out and have a look with Ginkel warming up in the bullpen. Here's a look.
It looked like I got him on the inside of the right foot or somewhere on the inside of that right leg.
I don't think he's trying to make the play. I think he's just trying to get out of the way. Well, maybe the glove was back there.
He had his glove back there.
Yeah.
If it hadn't hit his leg, he might have been able to make one of those miracle plays. He tried to wave off Torrey and the trainer. He didn't want to see either one of them, but I think given the circumstances and where we are in the game, that's going to do it.
And you've got the top of the order coming up in a 1-0 game. A tremendous effort and a great response from the Diamondback fans for Eduardo Rodriguez. We're back from Chase in a moment.
Do you guys make your own brisket here?
Yes, we do. We do. We are known by our brisket.
Barbecue brisket sandwich. Quality is better than other places, and it looks good. We're ready to eat.
We go to an average 500 briskets per game. We hear a lot from our fans. They want to try something with wrap, easy to eat. So we say, well, let's do like You know, brisket wrapped in an egg roll.
That's beautiful. You get the gold medal for culinary brisketry here in Texas.
Yes.
It's a 5-man umpiring crew here today in this young superstar.
And did their feet get tangled up? Yeah, so Hoppy tripped. They got their feet tangled up before the ball came down.
That goes helicoptering into the net. It's prime time.
And that ball is off the ladder. It's actually off the ladder. You never see that.
A little tumble behind the mound, hat fell off. That was awesome. I mean, you just don't see that.
Take a moment and acknowledge what we've seen tonight from Eduardo Rodriguez, hit hard by Kansas City here at Chase Field on the 4th of July. His last outing here against the Padres, had a rough time, but boy, he was money tonight.
He really was. I mean, you talk about scattering 6 hits. Other than the 4th inning when they had back-to-back singles to start the inning, he was never really threatened in this game. Outstanding.
Vic Carapazza checking in with Kevin Ginkel, the right-hander, on here in the 7th. 25 appearances, worked twice in San Diego on the Diamondbacks' previous trip, including a second save of the year, and then worked the 8th last Sunday in a win over the Angels in Anaheim. So it's been a minute for Kevin coming out of the All-Star break.
Eduardo recorded 19 outs in the ball game tonight. 12 of them came on one of the first 3 pitches of the at-bat. That's efficiency.
Walk 3, had 3 strikeouts. Every base hit he gave up was a single, and a double play turned behind him. It's a solid defense. Blaze Alexander had a nice play at third. Corbin Carroll, a couple of terrific catches in center. So here's Cam Smith, 0 for 2 with a walk to face Ginkel. Zach Short at first base and 1 out. First pitch slider, and it's in there. Smith in December, the featured player the Astros got in return from the Cubs when they traded Kyle Tucker to Chicago. 22-year-old rookie. He was the Cubs' first-round pick in last year's draft out of Florida State, the number 14 pick in that first round.
Smith has been shortchanged then. He didn't get the opportunity to ride buses all over the United States of America in the minor leagues.
They get him up here quick. You get that first round money. You show him a little something, you're going to be up quick. Boy, all sliders from Kev right here. That was a power slider off the plate at 87, and it's 1-2. Altuve, the on deck hitter. Elevates that fastball. Got him.
Nice.
Boy, great slider. 87 off the corner. Strike the ball, and he gets a big swing and miss.
That figures we'd see Kevin Ginkel in this ball game tonight on U of A night. Nasty, nasty slider right there.
Out number 2, and now it's the Bluebirds for Altuve. I admire the enthusiasm, but after a while, don't you have to let it go? No, it's just forget it. It's basically a lifetime ban.
Yeah, I would imagine he's going to get booed in every visiting ballpark until he retires.
Yeah. A guy bangs on a couple of trash cans, and all of a sudden he's had a very good month at the plate. Altuve singled his last time up. High strike call from Vic Carapazza.
Boy, he's had an interesting strike zone tonight.
That's one way to put it.
Crew chief back there calling balls and strikes. 1-1. Altuve, the Astros DH. Altuve's had a big month. He's hitting .365 in July. He's got 12 extra base hits and 17 RBIs in 16 games this month. So he has really turned it on. Ahead of the count, 2-1. Slider misses up. And you've got Christian Walker on deck. Erod responsible for short at first. A 3-1 count on Jose Altuve. Two on and two down for Walker, who's got 4 hits in the series. Christian tonight has singles in the first and the fourth. He flied out his last time up. Another hot hitter in July for the Astros. Short at second, Altuve at first. Walker hitting .339 in July. A lot of sliders from Kevin. And Christian certainly knows to look for that pitch from Ginkel. That's that sinker. That's the pitch that they really want to see a little bit more of, to work in conjunction with that slider, like a right-hand batter. Sinker in, slider away. Yep. Don't get too slider reliant. Walker lets it go. Ball 2. In the air to left for Lourdes. 0 on the board, and it stays 1-0 Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks Baseball Network is presented by Progressive.
And you're just too stylish to have superstitions.
Zero. I can't do it. Too many collared cleats, too many gloves, too many webbing gloves, too many bats.
I do put on my right glove first, then the left, then the thumb guard, then I put on my leg guard, my elbow guard.
Anything you put on first?
Nah, not really.
Nothing?
Nah. I like to say I'm not superstitious, but a little stitious.
Time for the Desert Financial upcoming schedule. One more to go against the Astros tomorrow afternoon, a getaway day finale. Brandon Pfaadt gets the start, and then a long road trip, 3 in Pittsburgh, 3 in Detroit, and 3 in West Sacramento to face the Athletics. Pretty good chance we're going to see Paul Skeens in that Sunday game at PNC Park. And then you go from Skeens to the best team in baseball, the Detroit Tigers. I don't know if you've read, it's in all the papers. They're having a very good year.
They are.
Yeah, I'm trying to goad our director, Brian Moss, into doing something dumb.
I haven't looked at the Tigers rotation, but is there a possibility you could get Skeens on Sunday and Skubal on Monday?
I don't even want to think about it. Let's try to survive Skeens first. But yeah, it's not going to be the easiest ever trip. And then you go to West Sacramento to play in the minor league park against the former Oakland Athletics. Grichuk 2 for 2. He's doubled twice and scored the game's only run. He starts off the bottom of the 7th. Diamondbacks have been out hit 6-5, but they lead it 1-0. Grichuk doubled the lead off the 5th. Perdomo had a bunt single, and Grichuk scored on a Blaze Alexander ground ball. And that run so far is held up. Randall Grichuk off the glove of Short. And Randall's got his 3rd hit. He's 3 for 3. We talked about the need for the right-hand hitters in this lineup to produce against these Houston lefties, and Grichuk has stepped up big time.
Yeah, he must have heard you earlier in the ball game. He has barreled the ball all night long, waited nicely on that slow curveball and bangs it past Zach Short into left center field. Looked like Randall had thoughts about trying for his 3rd double of the game, but wisely held up over there at first.
Let's see if you want to. We're going to get a pinch runner now as Alec Thomas comes in to run for Randall. Left-hand batter off the bench. So job well done for Randall today. And Alex Speed gets in the game. Here's Perdomo. Base hit. First 2 aboard against Valdez in the 7th. Keep in mind, Framber Valdez hasn't lost a game since May 2nd.
Jerry hit that ball right off the end of the bat, but got enough of it to squeak it through that left side of the infield. He's down there rubbing his left hand. Sometimes you feel like you got a handful of bees after you hit one off the end of the bat.
I talked to him about that in Anaheim. He's got a bruise on that left hand. In fact, he mentioned it the other day when we had a microphone on him. The right middle finger, which was problematic earlier this summer, feels good, but the left hand has got it's got a sore spot on there. It's a little bit of a bone bruise. And so he's going to get everything wrapped up. 2 on and no outs. Chance for Blaze Alexander's knocked in so far the game's only run.
Looks like the Astros expecting bunt. Dubon was drawn way in on the grass at 3rd base. Christian Walker near the grass on the right side.
Blaze has hit in 5 of his last 6 games. Squares up, pulls back. Thomas at 2nd, running for Grichuk. Perdomo aboard at 1st.
I'm a big fan of showing bunt on the 1st pitch and then swing at the 2nd pitch, and if you're still even in the count, maybe bunt again. It really messes up an opposing defense. They don't know whether to charge. They don't know whether to play in. Are they going to try to turn 2 if he happens to put it in play on the ground?
Blaze gets it down. Valdez has one play. Wild throw, and Matthews, the rookie, makes the terrific play to keep a foot on the bag. That gets by him. It's at least 1 run. And they're able to move the runners along. Here comes Jose Herrera now.
Real nice bunt right there. Valdez makes a nice play, but rushes his throw, and it's wide to the inside. Boy, what a great play by the youngster to keep his foot on that bag and keep that ball out of right field.
That could have been a disaster for Houston. Bryce Matthews, the youngsters, had quite a series here, offensively, now defensively. And the Astros will bring the infield in for Jose Herrera, who's 0 for 2. Jose went without a hit in his start behind the plate here Sunday against St. Louis. That snapped a 4-game RBI streak for him, so he's been a productive hitter up there. He Get one through the infield. It's a 3-0 lead. Alec Thomas at third. Geraldo Perdomo at second. At the knees with a sinker, and it's strike 2.
One at the top of the zone, one at the very bottom of the zone, as you see Hector Neris beginning to warm up for the Astros.
Yes, they do have some right-hand pitchers on the staff. They're going to have to battle now. Down 1-2. At third, Dubon coming home, and they got Thomas at the plate.
Well, we've seen the contact play work once in this series. Dubon, that's a real nice play right there to keep his wits about him, square the shoulders, and make a good throw home.
Torey Lovullo coming out to chat with Vic Carapazza, the crew chief. And this might be about what has become known as the Buster Posey rule.
Yeah, blocking the plate. And once the catcher has the ball, he's allowed to block the plate. That's clean right there. He's going to check with the other umpires to see if anybody had a better look. Well, it's worth a try, but I don't think you're going to win this one. Hey, while we have a moment here, partner.
Yeah.
The AARP All-Star of the Day, Rich Hill, 45-year-old Rich Hill started tonight for the Kansas City Royals. Rich Hill made his debut for the Cubs back on June 15th of 2005. Pitched tonight for the Royals, went 5 innings, gave up 6 hits, 1 earned run, struck out 1, walked 2, but unfortunately took the loss. His team made some errors behind him, a couple of unearned runs scored.
Vic Carapazza getting the opinions of the other crew. And remember, if in the judgment of the umpire, the catcher without possession of the ball blocks the pathway of the runner, the umpire shall call a signal a runner safe. And there might be a little bit of a dissent here. This is taking an awful long time.
Back on Rich Hill once again. Atlanta has a pitcher named Didier Fuentes who was born 4 days after Rich Hill made his debut in the major leagues.
He's hanging in there. Let's see what the crew chief has to tell Torey Lovullo. I think he's just going to wave it off. And so here comes Marte. Cattell 0 for 3 in the leadoff spot. Perdomo is at third base. Herrera is at first with 2 outs. Cattell chased that changeup. This is what it was like last night. Torey Lovullo talked about it again today. They were so many times last night, 1 big hit away from breaking the game open. You could sure use a pad run right now. Oh boy. Vic Carapazza really missed one there in a big spot. Jeff Bannister, your thoughts? Yeah, that's a bad miss. They're still on him from the Diamondback dugout. And Cattell's got to shake it off again. Valdez taking a stroll around the park. Pitch timer's down to 4, 3. He's got this thing down.
I think the key is he gets his sign from the catcher as he's strolling around behind the mound, and then he gets up on the rubber and he's ready to go.
It's pretty impressive, actually. Cattell went way outside to chase a changeup. He strand 2 and it stays 1-0 through 7. It's a tough game, Banny. It's a tough game.
Well, if you look at the infield, they just came out and put, Diamond Dry everywhere except where McKinstry needed it right here.
Wonder when he realized he broke his chain. With an all-star bonus, he can get a new one.
I don't know what is causing this, but we have seen more bats leave players' hands at the plate this year than I ever remember.
Line shot. Got a chance. They counted it, though. They did.
When this hot day's done, I walk alone. The long green grass, I'm coming back where I belong. Where I belong. Days gone by, my oh my, I'm going home. When this hot day's done, I'll see your face. There'll be no room for sorrows in our warm embrace. Our warm embrace. As days gone by, up on high, I'll see your face.
Authority of the Arizona Diamondbacks and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Defy presents our wire cam. It's Diamondbacks baseball, powered by the resources of Major League Baseball. And a 1-0 Diamondback lead. Changes all over the field. Starting on the mound for the Diamondbacks, it's the right-hander Jake Woodford, who has done a solid job in extended relief, scoreless baseball in each of his last 3 outings, including the win Saturday here over St. Louis when he went 2 2/3 scoreless. Alec Thomas, who ran for Randall Grichuk, takes over in center for Corbin Carroll, and Corbin replaces Grichuk in right. The catcher Yainer Diaz in the cleanup spot leads off the Houston 8th. Taylor Trammell has come off the bench for the Astros and is on deck. He would bat for Chas McCormick. Woodford split last season between the White Sox and the Pirates, made just 9 appearances all year. And he's been a very good pickup for the Diamondbacks, done a nice job, and now here he is working the 8th inning in a 1-0 game. Off the mound, Perdomo behind the bag as it bounces up the middle. They get Diaz, and there's one away. Enjoy a free post-game concert featuring I think Friday, August 22nd, part of Hispanic Heritage Weekend. Get your tickets and field passes, dbacks.com/HHW. That's where I need some help from some of the players in there. Here's Trammell batting for McCormick. Look out. Oh, that came in hot into the Astro dugout. Everybody all right? McCormick. I mean, it's not bad enough that they pinch hit for the guy, but he almost got drilled.
Oh, man.
Like, I'm supposed to be up there, not in here.
Insult to injury right there.
Well, we saw yesterday Taylor Trammell will chase a breaking ball. And then he'll chase another one and probably one after that. 209, couple of homers, only 18 games with Houston this year. He did have a double and a home run in their win Sunday at Seattle. Not one, but count them two right-hand pitchers up for the Astros. Neris has been joined by Abreu. Jose wanted it upstairs. Trammell won't chase. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bryce Matthews, who hit the 2 homers last night, the rookie on deck. Tomorrow afternoon, an early start, 12 noon, the pregame show. Brandon Pfaadt gets the start of the finale tomorrow.
After a series of off-speed pitches, he tried to sneak that fastball on the outside corner just a little wide that time.
3-2. Didn't chase the changeup, and the tying runs aboard with a 1 out. And here is Matthews, who had the big night last night. So far tonight, he's 0 for 2 with a base on balls. He's bidding for another one, and the kid has done it again. He hit 2 last night in just his 5th career major league game, and now he's got 1 more. Not only that, he's made it 2-1 Houston.
Sweeper that just hung over the middle of the plate, just above the knees. Oh, man. Feel bad for Eduardo Rodriguez, who certainly pitched well enough to go home with a win tonight. He's going to walk away with a no decision.
Well, I know they wanted to avoid fastballs against Matthews, and as you said, that sweeper just kind of hung there. Ball 1 to Dubon now. His first 3 career big league homers have all come in the last 2 games. That one hangs up in right center and drops in for a hit. 3 consecutive have reached for the Astros. And now Cooper Hummel, former Diamondback, will spin around at bat for the left-hand side. He's 0 for 3.
With Bryce Matthews, the heir apparent at second base to Jose Altuve, who's getting a lot of playing time in the outfield, DHing. I think they found their second baseman of the future.
I'd say. Matthews, as we talked about yesterday, is a hometown product. When he was 9 years old, he went to their Urban Youth Academy, the first player ever from the Astros Urban Youth Academy to get through that program and into the big leagues. He's from Humble, Texas, played his college baseball at Nebraska. First round pick by Houston 2 years ago. Here is Hummel now. Change up there from Woodford. Well, this is going to be, unless something changes a night like last night, where the Diamondbacks will look at all the chances they've had to put runs across the plate and just could not do it. The only run they've scored tonight was on a ground ball out by Blaze Alexander in the 5th. They've had plenty of chances. Hosey's on it, goes to second for 1, and they're able to cut down Dubon. Aggressive charge there by Jose Herrera.
Very aggressive play by Hosey coming out of the chute behind the plate. Ball just died right there in the dirt in front of home plate. Strong arm, accurate throw. They get the lead runner.
Number 9 man, Zach Short. Diamondbacks will have the heart of the order coming up in the bottom of the 8th inning. Corbin Carroll, Lourdes Gurriel Jr., and Eugenio Suarez. There's the sweeper. Kevin Ginkel got 2 big outs in the 7th to maintain a 1-0 lead. Now it's a 2-1 Astros advantage. There goes Hummel. Hosey with the throw way over on the third base side. It gets into center. He collides with Marte, and they're going to get an obstruction call right there. And he's in there anyway. Mark Ripperger down there right away signaled the obstruction on Marte. It's a stolen base, and they give Jose an error on the throw, puts Hummel at third.
Yeah, Jose pulled that throw to the shortstop side of the bag. Cattell tried to reach out there and backhand it, and then there's where the contact was made. Really nothing Cattell could do after trying to field that throw on the wrong side of the bag, and Hummel easily advances on to third.
Type 1 obstruction, but you made it in there safely anyway. Short pops it up. Cattell's under it. And it's a 2-1 Houston lead. Bottom of the 8th coming up, and the big boys are on their way. It's Corbin Carroll, Lourdes Gurriel, and a Eugenio Suarez.
A snack that Freddie cannot resist.
I would have to say chips and guacamole. Organic mango, yep.
Is that because of the strong Dominican contingent in the major leagues, bro? Is that what, has anybody ever struck out and gone crazy and smashed the cooler full of mangoes?
Nah, our team's not really into smashing each other's stuff, I guess.
Are you a seasoning guy? You like to drown your stuff in dips and sauces?
No. Gotta watch my figure.
And it looks great, brother.
I appreciate it.
Very sexy man.
Yeah,
Let's go, Freddie Freeman, ladies and gentlemen.
Watch every game for the rest of the season in market, live and on demand for just $54.99 with dbacks.tv. It's presented by Progressive. Subject only to national exclusivities. dbacks.tv has all the info the rest of the season, every game, just $55. One of the best strikeout relief pitchers in the business is Brian Abreu, the right-hander out there. 44 appearances, a 1.83 ERA, 70 strikeouts in 44 1/3 innings.
Now those 70 strikeouts are first among major league relievers.
Taylor Trammell, who ran for Chas McCormick, or hit for Chas McCormick, takes over in center. Corbin doubled in the first. He's 1 for 3. Starts off the 8th. Short right. Cam Smith coming in. Long run, and he's able to track it down. Well, holding out for a hero. Looking for some late game drama. Gurriel has walked and singled so far, 1 for 2. And he's got Suarez on deck behind him. Well, you drop this one, you drop 2 under 500. You got the trade deadline bearing down on you. And there's a lot of uncertainty surrounding the trade deadline. Torlavello said things are amplified right now because of that. Trade deadline, he says, is a real thing. It's a real issue. It's very pervasive around here for obvious reasons.
Ooh, almost walked into one right there.
Well, he sees that pitch up in that spot so often.
Brayu's just a 2-pitch guy for the most part. He has a sinker and a change that he rarely throws, but he relies on a 4-seam fastball in the upper 90s and a hard slider.
Won't go after the slider there. Gurriel's put himself in a good spot. 3 balls and a strike. Suarez is next. Gino tonight 0 for 3. The belt got under it. Yainer Diaz will give it a look. It's behind the screen. And a full count on Gurriel. Slow roller to short, and there he's short. 2 outs. Well, let's see if he's got one more in him. He hit his 36th last night. 0 for 3 tonight.
Gino took some funny looking swings against Valdez. A lot of guys do that against Framber Valdez, but he struck out twice and hit a tapper back to the mound.
Suarez with 7 home runs over what is a 6-game hitting streak. On the line right here. '97 misses upstairs. Abreu's one of the best around. He's been a staple of this Houston bullpen for years now. 72 appearances 2 years ago, 78 last year. Slider lands for strike 2. Naylor hoping to get a chance in the 8th. Swing and a miss on the slider. 3 strikeouts for Gino, and it stays 2-1 Houston.
It's a 5-man umpiring crew here today, and this young superstar.
And did their feet get tangled up? Yes. So Hoppy Tritt, they got their feet tangled up before the ball came down.
That goes helicoptering into the net. It's prime time.
And that ball
is off the ladder. It's actually off the ladder. You never see that.
A little tumble behind the mound. Hat fell off. That was awesome. I mean, you just don't see that.
The name of the business is Legacy Catering. We all were talking about how Mom taught us all how to cook. She was a cook at the public school system for ages. So we all started to cook with her, so we decided, to do the business, so we went to figure out what we're gonna call it. So we said, let's cook in honor of, our mother, so that's what Legacy came in. And just remember that Legacy Catering is about people, and this is what barbecuing is all about, and this is why we love it.
Tonight, working on nearly 2 full weeks rest, was outstanding. Our Chaz Roberts, air conditioning and plumbing. Cool plays of the game, 6 1/3 scoreless, 6 hits, all singles against Eduardo. 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, 90 pitches, 54 strikes, and he was terrific here tonight. But the Diamondbacks find themselves on the wrong end of a 2-1 score. Jake Woodford, who gave up the 2-run Bryce Matthews homer in the 8th, back out to start the 9th against Cam Smith. The Astros leadoff hitter 0 for 3 with a walk. Jake got the first out in the 8th inning when he got Diaz to ground out, but then walked to Trammell. Matthews followed with a home run, the 3rd of his career. Blaze Alexander backs up at 3rd. Boy, he has got a big arm.
He sure does.
It's an absolute cannon down there.
It kind of explodes out of his hand. We hear pitchers talk about that all the time, the way the ball comes out of their hand. Well, Blaze Alexander lets that ball go.
It's funny, it was his throwing arm that first got Blaze noticed by scouts when he was a prep player. And the word got around, you got to see this kid throw. That's about an 82-mile-an-hour fastball on that throw. Jose Altuve has singled and walked. Vic Carapazza has a different strike zone than most of us.
I think the strike zone is actually in the rule book.
It seems to be moving around. Altuve now 35 in his 15th season. Left-hander Brian King in the Astros bullpen. Altuve, he's got 4 years left on an extension. They gave him $125 million last spring, another 4 or 5 years. So he's going to be around a while. Making a run at 3,000 hits. Blaze Alexander, a terrific play at 3rd. Strong throw, but Altuve still gets up that line. Boy, Blaze has looked good down there at 3rd.
Really nice stop down there. He looked like he was a little deliberate getting back to his feet here. Let's take another look. Nice stop there on a hop. Oh, I see why now. It just fell underneath his body, and by the time he picked it up and fired across, Altuve had legged it out for an infield hit.
Almost caught it on the fly, not quite, but still made it awfully close. No challenge. Altuve aboard for the 3rd consecutive time ahead of Christian Walker. Christian has singled twice tonight, 2 for 4. He's got 4 hits in the series now.
As you said earlier, Bob, Altuve does have 6 stolen bases, but he's also been caught 6 times. Holds for now. Walker got jammed that time and fouled it up back here. Christian in December got the 3-year, $60 million free agent offer from the Astros. He said Houston checked a lot of boxes for him, like the ballpark, the city, the lineup, and the money. He's had a slow start, but coming on with a big July. Swing and a miss. Woodford on the sinker gets the strikeout, and there's 2 down. Yainer Diaz now.
One thing you know about Christian Walker, you're going to get your money's worth.
Oh, yeah.
One of the hardest workers we've seen in this ballpark.
Well, Josh Naylor has followed in those footsteps. That's going to be over the head of in the gap, over the head of Perdomo. And look at Altuve hustle into third as Diaz has his second hit tonight.
Yeah, with 2 outs, Altuve was off on contact and easily goes first to third on that base hit to left field.
Taylor Trammell is the hitter. Looks like Eric Backus has been warming up in the Diamondback bullpen. And so Torrey will go to the left-hander here, trying to keep it a 2-1 game. Trammell came on to bat for McCormick and walked and scored in the 8th. And now Backus is on to get left on left. We'll be back in a moment from Chase Field. Rookie left-hander Kyle Backus, 12 appearances. He'd not pitched since last Friday's opener at Angel Stadium when he came on to get the final out here Saturday in the win over the Cardinals. Brought on to face Taylor Trammell, but Joe Espada will counter with the switch-hitting catcher Victor Caratini off the bench. Will bat for the right-hand side.
See the numbers for Kyle Backus this season. Scoreless in 9 of his first 12 career games. Brought on to face a lefty, but the lefty was taken down in favor of Caratini. He has been murder on lefties this year. 0.59 opponent's batting average.
Meanwhile, Caratini's done a nice job batting right-handed. 272 for the year, but 310 as a righty. The OPS from the right side is over 1,000. And last night he singled. He was 1 for 4. He's hit safely now in 10 straight. He's hot. Altuve at third base. Diaz at first. That's fouled away, and it's 0-2. Astros have out-hit the Diamondbacks 10-7. They're hanging on to a 2-1 lead. They've left 10 runners on base so far, Houston. Diamondbacks have stranded 6. And that clipped him somewhere in the foot or the leg. And the Astros have the bases full for guess who? Bryce Matthews, who has had a career in this series and it's just getting started. Matthews homered in the 8th inning off Jake Woodford to make it 2-1 Houston. We've got a pinch runner now for Caratini. Shea Whitcomb comes off the bench and he'll run down there at first. Whitcomb just brought up from the minors, his 4th stint on their big league roster this year. Well, this already will come to be known as the Bryce Matthews series when we look back on the season. Altuve at 3rd, Diaz at 2nd, Whitcomb at 1st. And rolls away. Here comes Altuve. Play at the plate. Safe. He's in there, says Vic Carapazza. Backus did a nice job to get to the plate and cover, but Altuve, they say, snuck in there. When he say he's out, we're going to challenge this, it looks like. Yep. Herrera scrambled back there to get to the ball. Backus charged toward the plate, and they may have caught him at home.
Challenging the safe call at home plate.
Well, that's a great play by both Herrera and Backus. Yeah, they got him. Altuve slid right into his foot with that left hand. Watch right here. Bang. That's a good way to break your wrist right there.
He left him part of the plate open too. He's got his foot on it, but only about half of it. This would be an enormous
big out
replay review to win here. You get out of it with a 2-1 lead. And they'll take a look in New York. Diamondbacks have already won one challenge here tonight.
I really think Kyle Backus' right foot made all the difference in that play.
Chad Whitson is the replay official in New York. Here's Vic Carapazza.
After review, the call in the field stands. The runner is safe.
Call stands is not confirmed. It means they don't think they have enough evidence to get it overturned, and it scored a wild pitch and a run in a 3-1 Houston lead. I mean, our pictures are pretty clear and convincing. Matthews still at the plate, 2nd and 3rd, another run home. Houston with 2 in the 8th and now 1 in the 9th.
Oh yeah, Bryce Matthews is still at the plate.
There's that too. Yeah, they didn't take very long to look at that. I don't say that either. That was a pretty quick decision. Especially for one that came up call stands, which means not enough evidence to overturn. Devon would be next. He's singled twice tonight. Full count on Bryce Matthews, 3-2. Backus gets him to chase that sweeper. Houston picks up a run, and they have a 3-1 lead. Josh Naylor leads off the home half. Then it's Alec Thomas and Geraldo Perdomo coming up.
the bunt. That could be trouble as Petrie. No, Stevie dives in and beats it. Good effort by Steve Lyons.
And that'll be a base hit right there. Good job. I'll tell you one thing, not a bad defensive play either by the Tigers.
Did you see that? He's going to get the dirt out, and all of a sudden he unbuckled his pants and they fell down.
It is a 1933 Gaudy Babe Ruth card. It is 8.5 PSA. It's graded higher than the one in the Smithsonian.
This card at one point came with a packet or a stick of chewing gum.
This card actually is almost a century old. It was bought for a penny.
So the fact that just the heritage of a card like this is now coming up almost 90 years later into an auction, it's a pretty special moment.
Post-game preview provided by Casino Arizona, Talking Stick Resort. Jody Jackson, Mark Grace will have that for you. Changes for the Astros after they take a 3-1 lead. Here is the left-hander Brian King. Wants a 30th round pick out of McNeese State. His second season with the Astros, and he's pitched well at 2.61 ERA in 42 appearances. Shea Whitcomb takes over at third for Mauricio Dubon. Dubon moves into center after they hit for Taylor Trammell. There's Whitcomb at third. Naylor leads it off. Alec Thomas is the next scheduled hitter as Dubon takes over in center field. James McCann has come out of the on-deck circle, a right-hand bat, and he would bat for Thomas. Naylor, base hit.
Yeah.
Josh gets it started. That's his third hit against a lefty in this series.
Comes against a left-hander, pitch out or third of the plate. There's that big hole just to the right of second base, and he takes advantage of it that time.
Well, the only right-hand bat on the bench for Torey Lovullo is the other catcher, James McCann. He will bat for Alec Thomas after Thomas came on to run for Randall Grichuk. McCann, .355, 2 homers in 11 games with the Diamondbacks. He was on base throughout the night. In his start behind the plate last night, he singled twice, walked. Already his 4th multi-hit game with the Diamondbacks this year. And he is the tying run at the plate.
Get through.
That one rolls through. It's off the glove of Matthews. The first 2 aboard.
I would expect to see a pinch runner now at first base for McCann, representing the potential tying run of the game.
Here comes Jake McCarthy. McCarthy will run for McCann. He represents the tying run. And Geraldo Perdomo steps in. First 2 aboard in the 9th. Jerry has singled his last 2 times up. Tying runs on base, winning run at the plate. And there's ball 1. Perdomo comes into the game tonight, 72 RBIs, tied for 5th in the National League. Base hit. They're going to stop Naylor. They're loaded. Oh, McCarthy overruns second. Jake had to put on the emergency brake. He was halfway to third when Sean Larkin stopped Naylor at third base, but everybody's safe. And the batter now is Blaze Alexander. Jake had his head down coming around second, wasn't watching the coach.
Clean base hit into center field. I think the Astros were going to concede that Naylor was going to score on that play. Dubon in center field came up throwing to third base right away.
Conference time at the mound for Houston. 3 singles open up the Diamondback 9th. Tying runs in scoring position and winning runs at first. And Blaze Alexander is the hitter. He has driven in their only run tonight. What a moment for Blaze. He has hit in 5 of his last 6 games. He's doubled 4 times over that stretch and picked up 3 RBIs. Some D-back drama. No outs. Bases full in the 9th. Ran that 4-seamer in there. Yainer Diaz back there, and it's strike 1. Only available bat on the bench for Torey Lovullo is ADC Adrian Del Castillo, the left-hand batter. Boy, King put that right down the middle. 0-2. Herrera, the on-deck hitter. Diamondbacks runners in scoring position in this series so far, just 2 for 16. Now the 0-2. Got him. Came at him with heat. Got him at 95, and there's 1 away.
You see Diaz sets up way on the inside part of the plate. King missed his spot, but got the swing and a miss anyway.
Jose Herrera 0 for 3.
Nice pass at that one. Anytime you see that foul ball go right back over the umpire's shoulder, you know he was right on it, just a little underneath it.
Base hit will tie the game. Anything in the gap might win it. Matthews, terrific play at second for 1, and Houston turns an enormous double play, and of all people to get that started, it's the kid Bryce Matthews, who has been a dagger in the Diamondback hearts in this series. His homer gave them the lead, and a slick play at second starts the game-ending double play.
What certainly looked like a promising rally there got quickly snuffed out. Man, well, we mentioned at the start of this series, the Astros played good defense, and they showed it right there.
Diamondbacks dropped to 50 and 52. 2 games below 500. Brandon Pfaadt is on the mound tomorrow afternoon. Jody Jackson and Mark Grace are next.